Getting a loan when you have no credit history sounds impossible, right? Well, it's not. I've spent hours researching this and tested it out myself. Today, I'm going to show you how to get a loan even if you have zero credit history and why you absolutely need to know this, especially if you're looking to take out a loan anytime soon. If you're wondering whether it's even possible, let me tell you that it's not only possible, but it's something that's been made easier over the last few years. You just need to know where to look and, more importantly, how to position yourself. Stick with me for the next few minutes because I'll reveal some strategies you won't find in most basic guides. For starters, traditional banks won't lend to you if you have no credit history. Why? Because they don't have enough data to assess your risk, and that's a huge deal. But what if I told you there are lenders who specialize in working with people just like you? Yes, it's true. The key here is to know who those lenders are, and more importantly, what they look for when assessing your ability to repay. So, let's dive in. One of the first things you can do is look into credit builder loans. These are offered by some smaller banks, credit unions, and even some online lenders. With these, you're not borrowing money up front. Instead, you're putting your money into a savings account, and you borrow against it. You make monthly payments, and once you've paid it off, that money is returned to you. Not only is this a great way to start building credit, but it's also one of the easiest loans to qualify for, even if you have no credit history. Next up, peer-to-peer lending. Platforms. These are becoming more popular, and they're a great alternative for people with no credit history. Here, you're not dealing with a bank, but with individual investors who are willing to take on more risk. Websites like Lending Club or Prosper allow you to apply for loans with no credit score requirement. These platforms usually assess you based on other factors, like your income, job stability, and even your education or other experiences. The key here is to present yourself well. Make sure your application is complete, clear, and shows you're a reliable borrower. Now let's talk about a secured loan. If you have no credit history, but you do have something valuable, like a car or savings, you can use it as collateral. This significantly lowers the lender's risk, making them more likely to approve your loan. But remember, if you fail to repay the loan, you could lose that collateral. So this one requires some careful consideration. Another method to consider is asking for a cosigner. This isn't a loan you can get completely on your own, but it's a great way to gain approval. By asking someone with good credit, like a friend, family member, or even a mentor, you can secure a loan. But make sure you have an agreement in place because if you fail to pay, they'll be responsible for the debt. It can be a bit tricky, but if you approach it properly, it's one of the most reliable ways to borrow money without a credit history. Let's not forget about alternative lenders, like those who offer payday loans or installment loans. But before you rush to apply, a quick word of caution. These loans often come with ridiculously high interest rates, so use them as a last resort. They can be a good option in an emergency, but the cost can skyrocket quickly. That's why I always advise people to look for other options first. Finally, a big takeaway here is building your credit as soon as possible. Start by getting a secured credit card or becoming an authorized user on someone else's card. Even if you don't need a loan now, building a credit history early can save you from these struggles later. Now, here's something I want you to take away. While getting a loan without credit history is possible, it's not always easy. It requires patience, persistence, and the right approach. But once you figure out the game, it's a lot easier to navigate. And remember, if you found this information helpful, consider subscribing. Supporting content like this helps me keep bringing you tips and tricks that can save you time and money in your financial journey.